The full moon on Tuesday the 18th of January is in the water sign 27 degrees 50 Cancer the Crab. And the moon loves to be in Cancer. It's like getting into your Ugg boots and fluffy pyjamas, grabbing a good book and heading to the safe room under the sea. Here the moon has landed in a place to shut out the world and find the emotional safety of home. Cancer is sensitive, nostalgic, emotional and nurturing, but it can also be defensive, nippy, with a crabby claw that won't let go. And she's up against a challenge. Opposite the moon, the sun is in Capricorn. And in a crappy twist to the cosy world that Cancer's prepared, Pluto and Juno have joined up to deconstruct the safe room. The sun has aimed a searchlight into the darkest shadow, and the moon is reflecting back the glare of the god of the underworld and the queen of heavens. The truth is, somewhere you've outgrown your shell or a layer of protection, and now you're facing fears about exposure, a relocation, commitments, and the great unknown of what you can't control. Pluto's here, so there's no going back. But there's also more energy available when you're able to be resolute, precise, and honest. Pluto's intensifying any power struggles, and the Cancer moon is pulling back an emotional safety net because, well, you don't need it anymore. This full moon is about learning how to pick your battles, when to accept the inevitable, and when to surrender to a power or judgment larger than yourself. Pluto has a kink for both humility and humiliation. For some, this call home could literally mean lockdown or quarantine. But Cancer is bringing in a sea change, and you could still be looking at a closure in the family home or an ending of a structure that kept you safe and nestled. Juno's highlighting the relationships and arrangements that blossomed, and also all the connections that you might have to leave behind. She is the open flower of Venus, and Venus is retrograde and sending an echo sounder through Juno's past commitments and expectations, regrets and growth. A lot has changed. The magic is, everything regenerates into a new form, and Cancer can nurture the new seed. Mercury turned retrograde on January the 14th, pulling back from a really near miss with Saturn, just a few degrees ahead in Aquarius. Now under the light of a full moon, the Quicksilver god of messages is caught in crossfire with Uranus, bending the rules, delaying the outcome, or misdirecting the message. The theme has a contracts, official docs and finances vibe to it, with a side blow Uranian surprise triggered. Venus is in on the action, so it could be a hidden bank account, a secret love, or a covert operation that becomes revealed. But it could just as easily involve your own anxiety or panic having a fact glitch. Uranus turns direct just after the full moon, distorting the signals a little more before you can reliably look at a plan B. Be patient. New information at this time could be really sketchy and not help your cause. Mercury won't turn forward until Feb 3, and it's another month before it catches up with Saturn and finalises the leftover details at the start of March. A significant clue for outcomes is retrograde Mercury is in an exact sextile with Chiron. Old wounds and fractures can be expressed or have a rethink, seeing the other side and how the divisions can reconcile. For those waiting on visas, this could be good news. A reprieve, an extension or a bridge. For those in mediation or therapy, this suggests a breakthrough, a healing experience after pain and acceptance. Chiron is the soulful centaur who brings a healing path, wisdom and compassion to the places of division and separation. He transmutes suffering into a shamanic journey towards authenticity and wholeness. It's a bit what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But Chiron works deeper into soul growth and makes you wiser, experienced and mature. He helps you accept your fate. Over in Waterworld Pisces, Jupiter has turned on the bubble machine, and it's a lighter, more buoyant feeling about what's to come, despite any sense of loss that Pluto and the retrogrades have dug up. Still in Pisces, Neptune and Pallas are in a tight conjunction at 21 degrees. Pallas is the asteroid goddess of strategy and warfare, with a refinement and intelligence that Mars, the masculine equivalent, could never hope for. In a series of tough aspects with the nodes last year, Pallas and Neptune timed in on the investigations and exposure of war crimes committed by Australian SAS soldiers. Their conjunction this moon could invoke a whistleblower, more secrets unsealed, or a murky trail of cover-up compliance. Pallas also has a superpower as a weaver, so if you're feeling pulled towards ARTIVISM, yarn bombing, or a month-long CRAFTERNOON, January is the go. It's worth keeping an eye on Sedna, Ceres and the North Node, travelling together at the Taurus-Gemini cusp, and trining the Sun, Pluto and Juno. Sedna and Ceres are big energies with a primal feminine force to nurture and recreate. Sedna through the oceans and Ceres through the earth. I've been covering this conjunction in the moon videos over the past couple of months, so there's more on Sedna and Ceres if you go back and have a look at them. With the North Node, they point out what's out of balance or under strain and amplify new areas of growth. They're a signature for climate change, evolution, abundance and scarcity. Ceres rules surprise and cycles, and the node will fully shift into Taurus with the full moon, while Uranus is also turning station direct. So supermarket shelves, the transport and pallet holds up, and staff shortages all might start to flow again. However, Ceres might also start calling in debt, and with Sedna, the extreme weather events and impact on the environment is likely to continue for the first part of this year. Significantly, these three, Sedna, Ceres and the North Node, are hovering around the same point in the sky as the Pleiades, a magical little star cluster, also known as the Jewel Box or the Seven Sisters. The Pleiades have been the inspiration of cosmology myths around the world for 100,000 years, including Africa, Europe and Indigenous Australia. The stories follow similar themes. 7 women are being chased by Orion the Hunter, while their father or husband is busy at work. Every night they launch themselves into the sky and the hunter follows them. For some Indigenous Australian groups, the story is an important part of sacred men's ceremony and tribal law. The Pleiades are visible in Australia between October to April over our spring-summer months. To find them, look up into the sky to Orion, and you can always find Orion by those 3 bright stars on his belt. The bright red star just here is Betelgeuse, and if you draw a line from there westwards, you'll hit this bright star. And from here, just blur your eyes a little bit and you'll see the Pleiades as a coloured cluster of 6 stars around a brighter one. This bridge to the Pleiades and the stories of 100,000 years ago fits into our Cancer full moon theme of letting go of a familiar place and stepping out into the starry unknown beyond our imagination, but where new life is already taking shape.
Future sailors, we're future sailors.
Pluto's been doing his duty by purging the patterns, systems and obsessions that won't work in this next phase. If you've been overly defensive, nippy or crabby, you've probably been holding on too tight. It's up to us to let go of attachments, and this moon, there's brilliant potential to do that with grace. I'm Merryl and this is my Mystery School. Support my channel with a like, follow, share or subscribe. You can see more of my astro videos like how to read a birth chart, how to find the asteroids and dwarf planets in your chart, how to use astrology dice with keywords and definitions of all the planets, signs and houses, and my regular new moon and full moon chart analysis. Contact me for more through my website www.merrylkey.com. Blessed be.